doing, Romain?
I'm pretty good. Welcome back, everyone, to the Footy Brews. I just want to give a quick shout. We hear you guys loud and clear. Everyone that messages us, I love the support. I really appreciate you. And if you guys can like and comment, give us some more feedback. See, we read all the comments and we really try to improve as much as we can. Every day we record, we have something a little bit different, a little bit new, just to mix it up and try to improve the content. So we really all super appreciate you guys. But yeah, in other news, what's taken over the whole internet by storm? The Super Cup announcement. Holy crap, Sasha! What are you thinking?
I mean, I'm just lost for words to think that this is
Well,
what.
first of all, let's go over what it is for those that don't understand. Because the Super Cup, um, you know, conceptually speaking, can be a good idea. It's about 20 teams essentially that are going to be fighting over one trophy, and it's going to be the 20 best teams in the world right now, in one separate division from the rest of the clubs, rest of the world. So it's really going to be its own thing, and it's dangerous for many reasons. But no, go ahead, Sasha.
So yeah, I mean, straight into it. Last night, Sunday night, basically they announced the approval. 12 teams came out and actually announced the joining of this Super League. And the president is no other than Florentino Perez of Real Madrid, with Vice President Agnelli from Juventus. So basically, like Romain said, this is, it seems, the best, they say is the best teams, but to us, to fans, it seems to be the richest of the teams. And there's a lot of controversy, and this is a very heavy topic in itself. For those who don't know, the teams that are consisting is top six teams of England. So that's Arsenal, Man United, Man City, Spurs, Chelsea, and Liverpool. For the Spanish Federation, La Liga, it's Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. And then we have three from Italian league, which is Juventus, Inter Milan, and AC Milan. So they still apparently the teams that haven't been announced yet, and we'll see. But they're basically saying how it will work is that it will be a league that's going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays, where the Champions League. So it's kind of opting to remove all those big teams away from Champions League, and they have their own separate leagues, basically with two sets of the 10 teams and two divisions, just like how they do it in the North America with conferences. And basically what happens is the two teams, 10 and 10 on each Eastern or Western Conference perhaps, will have the top four going to the knockout stage, and then two qualification spots for each round to go into the knockout stages further into the tournament. And the five teams are going to be invited into it, depending on how they do in the domestic leagues. But the founding owners are going to be always there. There will be the 15 teams that are always going to be in their Super League. And it's going to be announced for 2024 season. So not this year, the following year. And it is got a lot of controversy. So we're both going to take our overall take as neutral fans and our appreciation of football/soccer, what we love about the game and what we think it's going to do. So Romain, what do you think this is going to do for the world of soccer?
I think it's gonna destroy the whole infrastructure we have set up right now. I love how currently, every nation has their own set of leagues, right, which you can rank up to. Even if you're a small, very small team, you can aspire to, join Division Three, Division Two, Division One, and then eventually, join the Ligue 1, whether it's Liga or the La Liga Santander or the Prem, and then really be at the top level of that specific country. And on top of that, there's the domestic cups, there's the Champions League cups that takes the best of each nation, right? So what this does, it removes all these top teams so that every other team fighting in the rest of the world are kind of left there with nothing. They don't have anything to fight for. It won't be the same for them, first of all. And it just kind of ruins the whole structure they have going on right now. So Champions League will be a joke after all the top 20 teams are gone. It just gets rid of all the hype there, and the leagues will be a joke. It takes all the heart from it from that side, right? So, uh, and then that's only the European leagues, right? But what about the Club World Cup and all these other giant competitions that involve the rest of the world? And that's what really is the heart of the beautiful game, which is football, right? It's bringing and involving everyone from all over the world. That's why the World Cup is such a popular event, right? All over the world, the most watched event of all time every year, because it involves everyone, and it doesn't want to be egotistical. Oh, you can't join because you're from there, you're a poor country, whatever, right? They don't care. They want everyone to participate. They want everyone to join, and it's ideally, of course, the better teams prevail and are there more often. But they invite everyone, and that's the whole joy of the beautiful game. So for me, it hurts me a lot to see that they'd rather take an egoistic approach and just screw off and do their own thing, because I think it's going to destroy a lot of what's amazing about this beautiful game.
For sure. And I mean, if you guys are huge soccer fanatics like we are, you are seeing the world take action. We are seeing players, coaches talking out. We have a big one straight off the bat, Jurgen Klopp, talking about the fact that if this happens, he's resigning as coach for Liverpool. We have players stating that, you know what, they won't play for the club if this is what they stand for. And you know what, this is something that no one saw coming. The president of UEFA had a quote saying, "I didn't know we had such snakes so close to us." And this is something that every single soccer player will be talking about.
For sure, and it makes sense that they would react that way, because only a few days ago they had a meeting about the specific Super Cup, because certain clubs felt that they were being compensated equally, or as they should be, because naturally the bigger clubs are going to bring in more money based on the TV rights and who wants to watch these teams play, and that's their reason for wanting to opt out. But they came to an agreement with UEFA only a couple days ago that they would agree to continue working the way they are, and now they're going back on their word and opting out, and it's only natural that UEFA would try to stop this as soon as possible, because it's completely messed up. Obviously, FIFA and UEFA have been known to be very corrupt. So at least, hopefully, what I hope that comes from all of this is that they get put a bit more in line, and they do get compensated more evenly. Like, if that's what it is, if it's just all about money, keep the structure, but compensate the bigger teams in a bigger way, if that's what it has to come down to. But don't ruin it for everyone, right? Just because you're trying to be greedy, it doesn't make sense. So
that's exactly what it is. It's coming down to all the people in the world that are supporting this idea. You cannot not look at this as a greedy, big teams trying to get more money because of the fact that they had a hard time during the COVID. The reality check is every team is having a hard time. You think the big teams are having a hard time? What about the little teams? Do you think these guys are not struggling as well? Well, you don't see them complaining and looking for every little aspect to come, oh, I need money, I'm going to have to make my own solo league. No, this is a worldwide pandemic. And just because you guys are the bigger teams and you're losing more money does not give you the right to take away from what soccer has been for so many years. And there's a quotes going around right now, taking from the poor and giving to the rich, because that's exactly what soccer is, right? It's a game that's enjoyed by every single person, diversity, height, wealth, no matter what gender. This is a sport that's the most diverse, and this is literally going against all what football has been if the last 70 years. Sir Alex Ferguson literally stated, saying that if this happens, this ruins the 80 years of what soccer history has built to what it is now. And I could see the pros, and we will discuss this a little bit more in detail, but as a personal fan, this takes away from those Cinderella stories like Leicester City's, where they come from a championship, move up, and they'll go ahead and become big, and they go into the Champions League. These give opportunities to teams, gives dreams to players, dreams to towns. How are we going to ever let this happen to the point where what is going to happen to these leagues after? Do you really think that not having those big teams are going to make it better for the other teams. They're just being selfish, and any other thing that they state about saving football and all of that is nonsense, because all they're doing is caring about themselves and are forgetting about the fans who actually created what they are today.
That's right. And not to forget, these aren't even all the best teams. Arsenal's a joke right now. Liverpool is in shambles. Spurs is in shambles. Like every team has their bad year, and that's the beauty of the current setup, is that the best teams are going as far as they can in the Champions League to claim the ultimate prize. And like Sasha said, when you have Porto come up and make a big upset against Juventus, or when you have Ajax, play unbelievable and make it all the way to the semifinals. These teams, they're not going to thrive under this new system, because it completely breaks their, and it slices their dreams in half. You need this current system so that they can also prosper, and so that we can see more leagues and more different variety of teams. And as a neutral fan, you can really be amazed by how worldwide the beautiful game really is. I guess some of the pros for going for the Super Cup is that you will get more big games, right? But in my opinion, it takes away from the special moments from those big games, because they're going to be happening week in, week out, and it's just going to be the next normal thing, right? Oh, it's just another game of, Juventus Barcelona. We've seen this one so many times now, because it's just a weekly basis thing. It takes the charm out of it. It takes the special occasions out of it. And I think people don't realize that right now. People are they just want more all the time. It's like the American, capitalism, type of movement. And it's really what the league is trying to represent, right? Like you said, Sasha, 2 divisions, like an American format. And I think it's destroying it's really destroying from what we have. So, even as a casual fan, I think they're not looking at it from the right perspective. If they want big games, there's big games every week. And, me and you talk about it every week. We just had a big weekend recap, and, look how long that video was. And that was of the current system we have. So what's wrong with that, right?
Yep. No, and that's exactly it. It's the value of those big teams facing each other is the factor that it's rare. It's not the factor that you expect them to happen every single season. There's no relegation, and 15 teams are consistently always going to be there. How does that make sense? So what, 5 teams? How do you decide what 5 teams come in and 5 teams come out? The way the Champions League is sorted out, it puts the better leagues, better opportunities to have more teams within it, because they've shown that they're stronger leagues, which everything makes on equal play. I am not vouching for UEFA as being the good guys here, but this is not about who's right, who's wrong. It's about saving football, saving what has been in the system and what we've worked so hard as fans, as teams, as players, as coaches, to have this type of game that it's inclusion for all. And now they come with the richest teams coming in. And the funny thing is, most of them are owned by American owners. So they have that mentality of applying what they have in North America and thinking that's what's right. And I don't know what will happen. I know there's a topic that's going on about what Perez has said. So he basically just announced that he thinks what he's doing is saving football. He basically stated that Real Madrid lost $400 million during the pandemic. Wake up call, bro. We are all losing money. This is not a freaking just Real Madrid. This guy makes no sense. You think you're the only one losing money? I get the impact is having a little bigger than yours, but you're also a club that's worth billions. So of course your loss is going to be greater than those that are not valued at the same amount. But go ahead behind the back of the organizations that gave you that money, gave you a platform in the beginning, and you go ahead and you think this is all what you need to do. It's to save football is other bullshit. I absolutely hate Perez, and this guy is changing the world for the worst. And the fact that he comes up with a statement like that and it comes and says, oh, we haven't approached the German teams. No, bro, they've taken a stand against your corrupt mindset that you think it's all about money. It's not. You're taking this and looking at it as a corporation instead of what an actual football club is.
That's right.
It's not
just becoming more of a business transaction. more of politics, then it's lost its heart of football, which is having all the fans and the spectators enjoy the beautiful game, support their hometown, and and that's the heart. That's all the the individuals, the workers, the minimum wage guys that are working just to go watch that game, watch their team play against a big team, right? That you're breaking all those dreams, the whole country's dreams, right? Everywhere around the world, just for what? For your own greed, for your own, for your own little business transaction. Why, right? It's becoming politics, and it's losing what the charm it has. I'm definitely against it.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, so I guess to finalize this up, we can kind of talk about what UEFA is taking action. So I think the number one thing that every single soccer fan in the world needs to support and boycott the teams that are kind of in this transaction of going into the Super League. We have Gary Neville stating a huge thing. This is the moment where the whole world needs to come together, no matter what team you support, and go against the Super League, because it is utter bullshit of what they're trying to do to it, trying to destroy football and what all it is. UEFA has made announcements, and in my opinion, is not the best way of decisioning, because they're kind of eliminating the players out of it, stating that if you're part of any of those 15 teams that are in this champions, you will be removed from the club World Cup, the Euros, the Copa America, all the sanctioned FIFA tournaments. They are going to remove it. And Perez's reaction was, we'll just create our own World Cup, which is not the solution. We understand Perez's
also he can't do that. You know why? Because that's going to cost him too much money, and he's not going to want to do it because he's a greedy old fucking bitch. So definitely not doing that. And to involve, to create a World Cup, first of all, you need to involve everyone, and that's exactly the opposite of what he's doing. So he's just trying to talk to finesse his way into having his way. We see it right for you, Perez. Like, just stop this. It's getting embarrassing, and the whole world's against you. Like, how are you not seeing this?
And exactly. And that's, so we'll see. I know things have been set up, and I think a lot of uproar has gone through, obviously, the fan society. So we will probably do a round to recap what's going to happen. But please, if anything happens, support us, support the football, spread the word of trying to sign petitions. I don't know what's going to be done, but I know fans, clubs are going to take action. And whatever happens, we need to go and get behind it as much. If you're a fan of football, a fan of a team, you need to support this, because this decision will change it forever, and it could ruin the small teams. It could ruin your hometown that you support. So, you know what? This is a big moment for history of football, and it's going to be a defining one too. So let's hope it turns out to be what we all hope, and that it comes back to reality, to what we all love. And so weekend games between the small teams versus the big teams, the medium teams, no matter what teams, it doesn't matter of what wealth your team is worth versus the small teams.
That's right.
It's all about inclusion, all about those dreams that you had when you were a kid. You don't think about dreaming about, oh, I want to join the European Soccer League. It's always been about the World Cup. It's always about dreaming about the Champions League. That is in the history books. And if this happens, it's going to change the whole world of football. So
that's right, Sash. So I think, just to wrap it up, I think, Footy Brews for inclusion. And we'll catch you again next week for more Super Cup news.
And don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. And
get out of here.